Colgate Total gives you 24-hour antibacterial protection.
Let's see. Okay, sounds okay. Alright, everybody. We are back for another session of digital painting with me. I think continuation from the last stream I started. Let's clean it up. Yay! So as you can see, I made some headway offline. I was at work, so you can see I worked out the spider a little bit more, and the hand, and the background, and the foreground. So I was kind of working on these watery bits, but I noticed I wanted to make some changes to these front I don't know what you call them, spider claws, front legs. Let's see here. So we need to. Yeah, stream looks a little choppy. What are we running? Around 60 frames per second. So it should be okay. So yeah, the other day I started working on this composition. I guess I could turn this off. Yeah, that's a separate layer. And I think I was talking about the story. I was in the shower and yeah, there was a little spider coming down on its thread. And I tried to get it to put it outside of the shower, and I don't know what happened to it. I think it dropped itself. So I kind of felt bad after that. But I tried to get it out of there. It was really tiny. It was really tiny, so I don't know where it went. So I had the idea of doing a piece involving a spider, since I don't think I've done any spider pieces before, or anything involving any spiders. So I figured I'd do a little spider tribute. So as you can see, my spider's kind of acidy green and purple or desaturated lavender and some pink. So right now, I don't know if I wanted to move this down a little bit. Kind of want to make it so it was hugging this thing a little more, like keeping it closer to itself. This is, I don't know what this is supposed to be right now. I thought about the sun, but then I was thinking, let's do, this could be like an atomic particle. Instead of something huge like the sun. Hey Dave, how's it going tonight? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Decided to do a little sketching tonight. Since I started this the other night, I've been trying to stay in the mode of drawing. So trying to do these past few days, just trying to do a drawing. If I'm not going to do anything major, I'm just going to do the drawing. Yeah, I think I caught, what did I think I rewatched your Order of the Griffin video, because I know I came in late. It was like over an hour that I missed, so I went back, watched it. Still don't get the story. I should probably start over with your playthrough of that game to kind of figure it out. But yeah, it's cool. I'm digging it. I've been plugging away at my own run of Pool of Radiance, and I've lost quite a few characters. Some permanently. Yep. At least 2 right now are completely, you cannot bring them back. So, and it sucks because they had some experience points. It's harder to get experience after you've kind of cleared out some of the slums and Poto Plaza. So, alright. So I don't know if I should cut out this bit. What layer is it on? Okay, it's on the same layer. Yeah, didn't you say the antagonist was like a vampire or something? Yeah, I don't know too much about that game. I mean, it looks cool for a game from that era. It looks like I thought it was more. It played more like Eye of the Beholder, but it looks like a combination of the two. It's not Strahd. It's pre-Strahd. Okay, yeah, we'll duplicate this layer so I can move I'm kind of fudging. I should be just redoing the work on here instead of digitally manipulating the layers. But that's okay. Looking for the eraser. Erase. Yeah, he is not Strahd. Does he even have a name in this game? And I think you said it was set in the Mystara world. I think that's what you said on the last stream. It was like D&D's first world. That even, I was wondering, did that precede Greyhawk? I don't even know if they have any. Do they have any Greyhawk CRPG games? That's another world I haven't. I don't know a whole lot about, but I've watched. There's a Canadian group, Dungeon Master goes by Dungeon Musings. They were playing in I think in the Greyhawk world for a while. So I was watching them for a bit. Takes place in the so not Mystara. Okay. So we got that. And so we get this one. So erase our sun or Adam or whatever it was going to be. Oh yeah. I can't remember. Were you playing that? I think I was watching somebody maybe play that one. Yeah, anything pretty much after the gold box games I missed until Baldur's Gate 1, and I didn't even play the original version of that. I didn't play Baldur's Gate 1 until till it came out on the iPad when Beamdog brought it back. Okay, maybe that's where I seen it then. It could have been one of your YouTube vids. Shoot, now this, do I have to move this green bit? Now I feel like I gotta do this green bit too. Okay, duplicate that. I gotta turn off a bunch of stuff now. Let's see. The hand, do I even need to turn off the hand? Okay, this gotta go. Yeah, the original spider drawing, the spider had gloves like Mickey Mouse, and I'm like, no, can't do it. It can't be Mickey Mouse gloves. So I got rid of those gloves. Even though that would have been kind of cool. Maybe I'll do a different version. Mickey Mouse gloves. And I had a top hat on this guy. Old top hat on this guy. So the graphics turned you off. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you can get worse than. No, the gold box games aren't too bad. They're just very pixelated. you going to be playing anything tonight? I don't even think I needed to do all this. I could have just made a green circle and put it where I wanted it. That's okay. Now, do this layer, and then I just erase this circle. This is almost like a real painting of mine, right? Where if I don't know what I'm doing at first, I have all these layers underneath the finished piece. Okay. So now we can turn everything back on. We will move the green ball. Come on, green ball. Up here with that. Turn the hand back on. We got the face. Pink. Oh yeah, Warriors of Eternal Sun, which takes place in the Hollow Earth setting, and it is the Order of the Griffin. Okay, so Order of the Griffin is Mystara. Is Warriors of the Eternal Sun D&D? I thought it was. Okay. Do you have a regular schedule for all the games that you're playing then? That's kind of why I don't want to. I'm not even streaming gaming. That's why I don't want to start any. I've already got like a Baldur's Gate 3 honor mode play going, and then my Pool of Radiance. And I know if I start, okay, just in order. That's probably good. Because I mean, you start playing all these games, and then they just start kind of blending in with one another. And you start out like, where am I at? Yeah, I guess with the gold box, because I want to play them in order, I wouldn't really start any of the other ones. But I mean, there's the Dragonlance, there's the Dark Sun, there's the other like Eye of the Beholder, the ones you're playing. I mean, I could get all those and start playing them, but then I feel like I get too much stuff going. 10 games. Yeah, that's a lot to keep track of. That's cool though. I mean, it gets me pumped watching you play those games. Like, I want to try these. It's like I missed all these games. Yeah. Besides the Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough, my Pool of Radiance. I also have on my iPad. I started a new run with Baldur's Gate 1. I do have a Baldur's Gate 2 run that I started a long time ago that I stopped because for some reason I wanted to start all the way back over with Baldur's Gate 1 and play through that and then start 2 again for some reason. But then there's in between 1 and 2 is Dragon Spear. So I had a playthrough of that going, and something happened during that playthrough that stopped me for a little bit. I got stumped in an area, and I don't think I could progress. Then I started the Baldur's Gate 2. Uh-oh. I got a lot in the wash, so it's off balanced. So yeah, the Baldur's Gate 2 run. Yeah. Uh-oh. I'll be right back. Wife's texting me a dog needs to go outside, so I'll be right back. My house is haunted. Oh, because of the banging. That's just the washing machine. Yeah, old good old washing machine. Yeah, the washer. For some reason, you put too much in, it goes unbalanced. You don't put enough in, it goes unbalanced. It's weird. Need one of those side loading washing machines. it gave you a heart attack. If it weren't like back in a little alcove, I'd be worried it'd topple itself over. I don't erase any of that. Where is this blue coming from? Okay, now I got it. This is the problem with layers. You gotta start figuring out where everything. Is it my green layer? Yep. Should have known. Yep. I'm not sure if our house is haunted, but my wife thinks there's so there is or was something, but I don't notice anything. It's a pretty small house, so I'm like, you're haunting this small ass house. Good for you. This is a pretty old house. It's I think it was built somewhere around 1920, and it's like it might be 1,000 square feet all together. No finished basement. Where we're at, we pretty much have a wet basement, so it's not even worth trying to finish. And the foundation has some issues. Too big, huh? Yeah, if I got more space, I'd just end up filling it up with more art stuff, materials, crap. So till I can get control of what I do have, um, kind of a mini horror situation. That's why I need to finish the artwork. Then I won't have all these paintings laying around, stacked up, leaning up against stuff. Yeah, pretty much the living room is most of the living room is my art studio. We don't have any furniture other than some rocking chairs, my drawing table, a few different rolly carts with paints and stuff, storing paints on it, some bunch of shelving, uh, cat beds, you name it. Oh, okay. So it's your grandma's place. Oh, that's cool. I hope it's in a pretty decent shape. But that's cool. I mean, I'm assuming she had it all paid off. And you pretty much just have to pay property tax, and then any issues that come up with the house. I mean, when you don't have to pay a mortgage, that's pretty nice. Yeah, I kind of inherited this place through marriage. I think my wife has had this place since the mid late 90s, and I'm not sure how much more we have in mortgage payments. Owned it from the beginning. Okay, that's the way to go. I guess, especially out in California. I don't know what housing prices are like out where you're at, but I'm assuming it's a lot more expensive than here in Iowa. Oh, what happened? My This whole time was the music playing? Because it shows it's playing on my YouTube, but it's not playing in. Wonder if that happened when I switched over from my start screen. Need to find some better music, but I'm not gonna waste time trying to do that. 1956. Okay. Is that when it was built? It was one of those post-war homes. I'm assuming they were still kind of building the homes decently back then. Nowadays, modern homes, I mean, geez, they build them so fast. Yeah, lo-fi puts you to sleep. I don't know what else to use. Honestly, I can't hear it right now unless I turn up the volume on my monitor's iPad, then I start hearing the echo of myself. And I don't want to do that. I know there's quite a delay between my recording and the playback, actual playback. I need to group these two guys. This needs to actually be behind that, but in front of this. Is that gonna work? No. What happened to my orange ball? It needs to go behind this. There we go. That means I gotta erase it. Hey man, I appreciate whatever time you want to spend in my chat here. That's cool. I appreciate anything. It's cool. Sometimes I sit here, if I watch the video after it's posted to the YouTube, I'm just totally engrossed in the drawing and stuff. So it's nice to have somebody to chat with. Plus, man, this is my Friday, so I'm not working tomorrow. It's my usual day off on Mondays, so it's nice to have a little bit more time and not have to cut it short because I got to go into work the next day. But yeah, man, have a good dinner. I don't know. I'll keep an eye out on if you do any playthroughs tonight. You said you might do the Order of the Griffin, or no, it was the other one, Warriors. Yeah, I'll just keep my eye out.
What amazing ideas do you have buzzing around in your head? Turn your ideas into reality with an Azure free account. Azure gives you everything you need to develop apps across.
I was like, this shouldn't even be over yet. Yeah, anyways, take it easy, man. I'll catch you later. Thanks. Where's my background? Black too. Okay, get rid of that. Figure out what's going on with this. That needs to disappear. Wait. This is where I'm going. That's gonna go. Do I even need these? Oh yeah, I did. Because they overlap. Alright, so decorations here, or at least layers. Green. So actually, I wanted it to have this. Well, it's got to go behind there. So, oops. Then we gotta get rid of this one because I wanted this one to come under. That means I gotta erase some of the black. See, this is the problem with layers. The curse, the blessing and the curse of layers. Okay, so color this. All these edits, I could have just painted over it. Screw it. Well, we're getting there. I was thinking about this change earlier today when I was at work. Didn't get a chance to make it because I had another concept and I started drawing that on some other page. And the thing with me is, if I have an idea, if I don't jot down a note or a thumbnail or something, it'll be gone. It'll be gone because something else will take precedence and the idea will be completely gone. Sometimes they come back, but not right away. Other times, most of the time, it's just lost. So I'm trying to get into the habit of, and that's the cool thing about having my iPad when I'm sketching, is I can start a whole new page, start the idea on that page, and then it's, at least I have it. I can go back to it. Drawing pads, you can have multiple drawing pads. You're trying to figure out where you have that idea at. This keeps everything all together in the app. I should also start using Adobe's Fresco more. But I really like the ease of using Procreate, and I know if I use Fresco more, it'll be just as, I'll become just as comfortable with it as I do with this. But I've been using this app for years, and yeah, I like aspects of both. I mean, Fresco is not a bad program. It's actually a pretty good app, and you can get a free version of it. The basic version of it's free. If you want to get brushes or add brushes, I mean, I think edit brushes, you might have to pay for the subscription, but the
wait is
basic
over. LTX Studio
free
is
version
now open to everyone. LTX Studio offers a single holistic platform.
I kind
From
of
concept
like more
to visual storyboard
pared
to
down,
video.
limited.
Dive into the future of storytelling with tools designed for creative
I think
directors.
before this, I was using.
Introducing the all-new
It's the
GMC
app
Acadia
that David Hockney
AT4.
was doing.
It goes big on capability
painting, digital
for even
painting
bigger
with,
adventures. Live your biggest life
I
in the
came through
all-new
that app through my
GMC
mom.
Acadia AT4.
He's like, "Oh, here's this app, and I'm like, painting app," and I was like, I haven't used painting apps since I was a preteen. I mainly worked vector stuff, so I was using I was using Coral apps for a while there in the early 2000s, and then they stopped making their apps for Apple and kind of downsized to just PC. And then I think I don't know if they were doing paint programs with PC, but yeah. And I had like that old last version of Coral up until I got this new iMac, which is, I think I got this back in 2017. And when I got it, I was like, where? Tried to bring that app onto this iMac from my old iMac, which was from like late 2000s, and it wouldn't run on this. That old app wouldn't run on this newer iMac at that time. I was like, I can't even use Corel Draw. I can't even do vector stuff. So I think at that time with the iPads, I think I got the first iPad in 2012, sometime 2012 or 2013, somewhere in between there is when I got my first iPad. And that's when I was using that drawing app David Hockney used, and I would just paint on that, and that was really, really limited. Wasn't as sophisticated as Procreate, but I mean, it was still a good paint program. Did a bunch of stuff on there, and I kind of stopped using that app, and then I got Procreate, and then I just kind of like really got back into digital painting because of Procreate. And then I got Affinity Designer for my iMac so that I can do sorry guys, my mind's everywhere. So I can do the vector-based stuff. And then I found some apps for the iPad that could do vector, and I did a few things with that. I think I did maybe a few logos for people in those apps, which was nice and convenient because I always had my iPad. If I needed to use the desktop, I'd have to be home to use it, but with the iPad I can go anywhere, work on stuff. When I was younger, I used to haunt all kinds of coffee shops when I lived in Minneapolis, so I was always bringing my sketch pad and stuff and practicing my pen work, do pen drawings and stuff like that. Yeah, back then I sucked with the pen, and I didn't think I would get any good at pen drawing. This is a testament to not giving up. keep doing it. After a while, I didn't really think about it too much. Like, I just like drawing, and so I just drew. Before that, I was more like pencil. Everything is pencil. I could erase if I made any mistakes or whatever. But pens just look. They just your images are more bold if you understand how to shade through different techniques like stippling or crosshatch. I mean the crosshatch. I do that too with acrylic paints. Anyways, I probably shouldn't be talking. I should be trying. You're fixing these. Over the black, erase the black, erase this, should be using a reference photo just to get the understanding of the mechanics of the spider or the anatomy. I'm talking very clinical. All I know is you got the head. I can't remember.
So you're like a super techie spokesman for Best Buy.
Spokes hologram.
More than that.
Spokes hologram. Spokes hologram. Spokes hologram.
Let me know when you're ready to talk some tech.
Spokes hologram.
That's just an accent.
Shoot, is it 8 legs or 6 legs now? I think octopus have 8 legs. Other bugs like ants and stuff have 6 legs. I swear spiders have 8 legs. I don't know. Maybe not all spiders have 8 legs. I was watching some video of some different creatures from Australia, and they had a bunch of spiders in there, and I swear those spiders have 8 legs. So I guess it doesn't really matter, because if it's my imagination, they can have as many legs as they want. But people will be like, why do your spiders have so many legs? Why do they have an odd amount of legs? They should be even. Because it's not real. It's my imagination. But I kind of want to stay true to the creatures of our world. And since this was inspired by a spider, it ended up in the shower. Don't know if it survived or not. That's our head. So yeah, this isn't supposed to be an actual spider. This is more of a spirit, I guess. Yokai. So I don't know if there are any Japanese assuming there should be. Not that this has to be a yokai, but I kind of lean towards the Japanese mythology since I'm part Japanese. And I've always kind of been interested in culture since an early age, even if I don't understand any of it. I know what I know, but that's just that. And spiders kind of have hairy legs. Yeah, I don't care if these are not that solid looking. Plus, I mean, this is supposed to be a painting. I'd like to do this as have a bunch of canvases, gigantic canvases started. I think I have maybe it's near 6 foot tall by maybe 5.5 feet wide. That might work for this, but the aspect ratio for this might be 3:4. This is I know it doesn't make sense in the digital realm, but the page size, if you were to print it out, I set for 9 inches wide by 12 inches tall. So I think that's a 3:4 ratio. So the big canvas, I'm not sure if that is a 3:4 ratio. It could be close. But I have a couple of those started with some base layers on it. And it had been sitting for a few years now, and I'm like, man, you built those, you started stuff on it, you weren't quite sure what you wanted to do on it. Let it sit. I don't want to let it sit too long. I mean, I got this idea, I think it's great. You just work out the composition. I don't have to do a direct transfer, but as long as I have most of it worked out, I should be able to paint it. If I don't have the idea fully worked out, I start seeing stuff I could add or do to it while I'm painting it, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I don't want to get off track. Sometimes it takes me too long to do a painting because I start and stop so much. You know, I get partway through, I'll get like halfway through with it, and then I start to get cold feet with it. Like, is this right? Is this what I should be doing? Is this a solid concept? You know, it's like, dude, just finish the painting. You can worry about that afterwards. You can always paint more. You have, but I worry about but you sure you want to use a big old canvas for this thing? Might not be that good. Just do it. Look at all these guys, men, women out here doing their art. You watch all their videos and stuff. You watch streaming and stuff. You're at work, and that's what you think about is making the stuff, and then you get home and you don't do it. So I'm trying to break that habit. I have tons of canvases started with stuff that are like, dude, if you just put in the time, you're so close to finishing them. Just do it. Don't worry about if it should be this way or that way. Just paint it, because you can always paint again. Like, just paint. Don't. But I have for a while I was confused by painting and illustration. And there's a difference. painting doesn't have to be perfect. The illustration, there's a purpose for it. You know, you could be illustrating for yourself, but usually illustration has a practical purpose, whether it's used for advertising or book.
This is the Google Pixel 9, and this is your family leaving the photo you just took, taking your phone, and adding you. So now you have a picture from the family vacation with the whole family.
Mainly products, you know. That's why it gets kind of a bad rap, because it's mainly used for commodity, and it's not like painting isn't, but painting should be for yourself, for self-expression, for just getting stuff out. It shouldn't be a big deal. I turn it into a big deal. I love the art so much. Oh, I wonder if I was watching I'm Painting Badly. I needed to test make sure my stream was doing fine. But I was watching his stream. I don't know if he went. Oh, he's still on. He's still on. Oh, look at those oranges. Such a good still life.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Yeah, he's one of the content creators
No,
that
thank you so much.
I like to follow.
I appreciate it.
He strictly does alla prima oil painting. He's on YouTube under I'm_painting_badly, and there's no apostrophe in I'm. He's a great painter. He's only been painting for, he says, 2.5 years, and he's making strides. Like, the guy knows so much about oil paints and stuff. He mixes his own, like literally makes his own paints from scratch. He gets the pigments and mixes them. He'll have mixing streams, so you can see the process. He's been talking about getting a machine. He just moved to a different place. He's kind of in the Midwest. He's talking about getting a machine to make paints. He does oils and watercolors. And he sells them on his. I can't remember what they are, but if you go to his channel, they have all the links. He has all the links there on his YouTube channel. But he's a good one to follow. He's very knowledgeable, and don't let the name fool you. He's a good painter. For how long he's been painting, he's a really good painter. I mean, he streams at least 2 to 3 times a week. This past week, since he was moving, he didn't. I think he didn't stream for about 5-6 days, and that's the longest I think he's gone since I've been following him for a few months now. But yeah, he really makes it a habit to paint weekly. He always live streams it. He's also on Twitch. Yeah. There's another content creator, oil painter, that I just found. Oh shoot. Let's see if I can find it. It's Emmett Ferguson, but I think he goes by something else. His actual channel. name is... Where does it say his YouTube? Oh, at Huzzah Creative. So HUZZACREATIVE on YouTube. He's out in California. I love his stuff. I mean, not everybody would appreciate what he does, how he paints, but and he's another one that hasn't been painting that long either. And yeah, there's all these guys that are live streaming regularly their practice. So it's cool. I enjoy watching other people. I've been watching other artists do their things ever since Bob Ross. There was Willem Alexander had his show on public television back in the 80s. Yeah, it was his first, and then Bob Ross came. Who else? This guy, Mark Kistler, he's on YouTube now. He had a show on public television called The Secret City, and he taught, pretty much basic drawing and stuff, but he would create these elaborate scenes, and he had his own style. But man, he was really good at teaching the basics of drawing through his imagination. And I used to watch that show as a kid too. His show pretty much helped me with my drawing, especially thinking in terms of 3 dimensions, working with volumes, shapes, and stuff like that, and shading. And I mean, I was probably a preteen, maybe 8, 9, 10, when I was watching this stuff, so I kind of picked it up early. I also learned the grid technique during middle school. I think it was like my 7th grade year. They had these for extra credit, and this was in English class. You could do these if you did this extra credit. It definitely helped my grade because I was terrible in English. I think I was more lazy, and that's why I was terrible. But yeah, I could do these since I was good at kind of drawing. Basically, what they did was they had an image, and it was broken up into the grid squares, and they mixed up all those squares, and then they had a grid on the side, and then they had a number letter associated to each of the squares that were mixed up, and then you just drew that little square in where it should fit within the grid based on the letter number combination. So say like the verticals were A, B, C, D, so however high it was, and then the horizontal would be 1, 2, 3, 4, so however wide that was. And you took those corresponding letter number combos in the squares, and you just build this image, and that's how I learned kind of the grid method. And I like the fact that it was all mixed up, and you had to kind of figure it out. I could do those like nothing. I mean, they weren't like the best, but that's kind of how I learned that method. And I could always guarantee getting extra credit points in English class because of those things.
They like to eat it up.
And I didn't really think anything about it. I just enjoyed drawing, so it just came
remix your mac and cheese. It's a Cheetos thing.
Pick up on those. You know, it wasn't something everybody did or enjoyed doing, but for extra credit. So I'm not doing great in this class, so it's just take your ability and run with it, get that at this point. Yeah, so that was, and I took that grid method and I utilized that. Once I started painting, I could do a composition on paper and then transfer that either through the grid method. Basically, I would do it. I put in a lot of maybe unnecessary labor into making some of my early paintings, at least one with very worked out composition. But I think I would just, first I started off, I would just kind of maybe have a loose composition, and then I would just, I wouldn't do any transferring. No, or if I just started painting the image directly onto the canvas. I'm thinking so I would have a drawing. I would have a drawing of the exact size of the canvas. Once I finished that drawing, I would, and this is where I put in a lot of extra labor. I'd have that drawing, I'd flip it over, I'd trace the lines that I had for the drawing on the back side corresponding to the ones on the front side. Once I had all that done, that was what would be transferred to the canvas. So I'd flip that paper back over, tape it to the surface of the canvas, and then trace over those lines again. And that would transfer the graphite from the back onto my canvas surface. So I would have the image on the canvas, and then I would kind of paint it in like a coloring book page. And that's kind of how I work. That was my process early on. And then over time it evolved because I realized I was wasting so much time. And especially if it's something like it's a commission. And it's like, I can't waste time making a drawing of somebody's portrait and then transferring and then painting. It's like, why don't you just paint it directly onto the canvas? And it took me a while to get that down because I could still use the grid method if I had the image gridded off and then I made a grid on the canvas. I can go from the image and just draw in pencil, graphite, the image on the canvas because of the grid. Again, I was spending way too much time doing that. Instead, I could just do the grid on the canvas, and instead of sketching it in with pencil, you use the paint. You just sketch it in with the paint. It saves you so much time. Yeah, it's not as fine as the pencil, but it doesn't matter because you're going to be painting over those lines anyways. So you would just refine your piece as you go. I don't know if it saved more time than trying to be exact. I know some people use projectors. I've tried to use a projector. I don't know how they do it. So I try to get out of the way of the projected image. I'm always like, it's either, for some reason it's not projecting it very well, so I could barely see the lines that I'm supposed to follow, or I'm standing in front of the light that's projected and I can't see. It's like blocking what I'm supposed to be tracing. That annoyed the hell out of me. I don't know. Maybe I haven't used the technique enough to get it down, because I know some people have it down. It's no problem for them. But I'm like, I don't want no projector. I don't want to be doing it. I mean, if you're doing a big old mural on the side of the wall, yeah, that's one thing. You can't be drawing a big old grid on the side of a building. You could, and then, you know, so I just kind of like freehand it. And once you get to that point, you start building your skills and your proportions. And it might take a while to develop that ability, because I know I just didn't go from the grid to all of a sudden, I don't need this crutch anymore, without having to put in a lot of time and effort into reworking to get the image just right. And I that's why I understand why people use projectors and the grid method. I mean, if it's something reasonable that you're working on and not a huge building, I mean, there's nothing wrong with trying to develop your ability to just paint directly onto the surface. Sometimes I don't even need a preliminary drawing, a sketch. You just, especially with painting. Painting should just be like, alright, I have this idea, put it right on there. I don't know what's going to happen, but just do it. The more you do it like that, the easier it becomes, because you're building your ability to see what you need to be doing in real time, versus you do this sketch, let me transfer this sketch. No, that's not what I'm trying to develop that more through the digital. The digital also has its own faults too, especially if you're going from one medium to another. So if I'm going from digital to actual paint, I can't go to a wall and be like, I got all these layers. Let me work on this layer. Let me work on that layer. Turn this layer out. Turn that layer out. No. Either you're painting and then you're painting over the paint to fix your mistakes. And that's the cool thing about paint. You make a mistake, you just paint right over it. You know, it depends on how thickly you're painting. If you're using oil and you're going full on thick paint from the start, you might have some problems if you're trying to fix something. You're going to have to scrape all that paint off. That's why they have, what is it, the thick on lean, fat over lean method, where you work thinner layers from the start, and then you go thicker and thicker as you build them up. I know I'm actually just rambling and talking to nobody, but maybe somebody will hear this, and maybe it'll make sense for them. For me, I just want to get it out. That stuff I've used, but I don't know if I'm capable of regurgitating that to others in a way that makes sense. So it's good for me to just have this medium, this stream medium, to just kind of practice. It's almost like speech therapy. When I was a kid, I did not like talking at all. If I didn't need to say a word, I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't talk unless I had absolutely something that needed to be said, and usually it was pretty short and curt. I couldn't just talk to talk. I had nothing to talk about. I loved art and stuff like that, but I didn't think anybody would be interested in that stuff. So you just keep it to yourself. But so this almost should come down like this. I don't know if it has to, but I feel like to balance the other side, then that might be too much symmetry. It's not real symmetry, but it's kind of more harmonious. I'm a very intuitive creator, painter, and I go by feeling. So if something doesn't feel right for me, I need to change it. I'm not that analytical where I can be like, hey, this is how it should be from the start. It's like, no, sometimes you gotta lay it down, see if it works. It's all about feeling. It's kind of how I've been approaching the anatomy somewhat, a little bit, human anatomy. And I just go based on my own body. Like when I draw something, I'm like, does that feel right? Like, does that, it's like, think about my anatomy. Like, does that feel correct? Like, does that position, pose, or whatever, does that feel right? I think that's why AI is screwy at times when doing figures. Like, why can't it figure out humans have 5 fingers instead of always giving us 6 fingers? As you can see, I'm kind of poking fun at that by this hand down here having 5 fingers and the thumb versus 4 fingers and the thumb. So it's got the added digit. I like stuff like that. Just noticing something, making a statement without making a statement. Just putting that in there, because then, you know, somebody is going to be like, you know, you have 1 more digit than you should have on your hand. And I'll be like, it's a painting. Do whatever I want. I know actual humans. I mean, there might be somebody out there, and I'm sure I'm not wrong, out there that has more than 5 fingers on their hand. So it might not be as common. There's probably somebody out there. So, oh, was I even doing that on the right layer? Nope. Hopefully I don't have to change that. That means I would have to redraw this whole entire thing, which is probably something I would do anyways, because I'm just kind of like that. You know, I think the hand works. I mean, it's not supposed to be exact. It's a little exaggerated, but it's close enough, like, you know. And that's another thing I want to kind of do more studying of is the skeletal structure, because if you don't have the base framework of how something is composed, or what something is composed disposed of, it's just not gonna feel right. Like my spider, I know just enough to make it seem like a spider. And again, I don't mind the exaggeration, like the legs. If things start to become, well, cartoonish or unrealistic or comical in a sense, because that's not how it would be in reality. Again, it's painting. If it looks somewhat like the thing you're trying to represent, then people are like, oh, it's recognizable. I guess that's a spider. If I drew a donkey and I said, oh, it's a spider, titled it Spider, people will be like, what? And I mean, that's not wrong. I could paint a donkey and title it Spider. Why not? And people tape bananas to walls and get hundreds of thousands of dollars for it. Jeez, why can't I paint a donkey and call it a spider? People don't like that because it messes with their internal world. Especially if they're real analytical. They're more, what would it be? Right brain? The left brain is the more artistic side. The right brain is more of the analytical. I think that's how it works. They say it's your left side that controls the left hemisphere of your brain controls your right side, and the right hemisphere controls your left side. Which is weird because if the analytical side of your brain is controlling the left side, and people look at left-handed writers, people that use their left hand to write, and say that that's the devil or something like that. I'd have to look it up. I know, but I feel bad for left-handed writers because they would always, way back when, they got the shaft. My dad's left-handed. He does residential architecture. When he would do before computers and stuff, he had to hand draw stuff. Yeah, and I understand why. Like, it's a problem for them because the way that language is written, from at least English language, is written from left to right. When they write, especially with ink, they write. Their hand is going right into the ink. They write, whereas right-handed people, the ink is like trailing, so your hand's not going into the ink. So their hands always probably have like be dirty and stuff, and you know how Catholics are. I'm not trying to make it seem like Catholics are bad. People are people. Doesn't matter what you believe. Nowadays, everything's jacked. But once you start applying your beliefs to other people and thinking that they should follow what you believe, that's where things get messed up. And that's why this world's all screwed. Until people realize that's what they're doing, we're always going to be having these issues. Alright, what is going on? I'm probably getting too deep into the rabbit hole. Got off track. the cart went over the cliff. Now we're at the bottom trying to figure out where the hell we're at, if we survived it all. So yeah, the idea was, I wasn't quite sure if this was supposed to be the sun, because I know in some Native American mythology, spiders, or I think they call it iktomi, depending on, I don't know, which Native cultures use that name, if they all subscribe to the same mythology, or some, I'm assuming based on region it's going to vary. But, I think that's what it is. Native tradition, it's a great thing about, well, not the great thing about this iPad. I gotta get my stupid other Apple Pencil to my finger. I can't sense my finger. When I'm typing, it's always mistyping stuff. And I don't even want to use the I hate but I don't use it, so I'm not comfortable. So I shouldn't say hate, I should just say I'm not comfortable with it. Sorry guys, that's so I'm Painting Badly's channel, because he streams on both YouTube and Twitch, and his main streaming platform is Twitch. You know, people can spend their bits or whatever to redeem them for stuff, and he always has stuff that people redeem, and then it says he has different recordings that play. And I don't know if they're from various movies, pop culture references and stuff, but one is, it's like, stop playing with your dinghy. I can't remember what movie that's from. But yeah, people will redeem their bits and say that during the stream. I know very little of Twitch on there, but I mainly use YouTube, so YouTube doesn't have all that stuff. To me, Twitch reminds me of, and I didn't use this platform that much, but the one that preceded Facebook, MySpace. Well, when Facebook came out, they were trying to promote Facebook as the more mature social media platform, because MySpace, they looked at like a teenager, like a teenager's bedroom, where you'd have all the preteen, where you'd have all the posters and stuff all over your walls. Just outrageous. I remember as a young kid, when I got into skateboarding, I'd tear apart Thrasher magazines and have all the images taped to my walls, and drawings and stuff I did taped to the walls and stuff, and it looked like a crazy serial killer den. Not serial killer den, but it's just like, I'm sure my parents like, what the hell, what is he decorating these walls with? But I was so obsessed with skateboarding at that age, that and art is what went on my walls. Most of it was skateboarding. Some of it was my art, but mostly skateboarding images. Pages from Thrasher magazine. So. This was mid 80s, mid to late 80s, because I didn't start skateboarding until it was like 1987, just before my birthday. It's like in the summer, right before school ended. At that time, my brother and I were swimming. We were on the Boys and Girls Club swimming team, and that was coming to an end. And I think that spring or something, I was still in school. My brother skateboard. Maybe it was the fall prior to that, and then winter came on right away. And we got back into skateboarding in the spring. Or discovering skateboarding in the spring of 87. 87, 86, 87. So it was at the end of my 8th grade year. Because then, yeah, once I finished 8th grade, I was going right into the new school, high school. I remember the gathering that they had for the 8th graders, and I brought my skateboard. I think I had my own skateboard at that time. Initially, and so maybe it was that fall. It was like the 86, 87 school year. And it could have been the fall in 86. That my brother came home with the skateboard. And I was like, oh, what is this? And since we lived on, our street was kind of on a hill, kind of at the bottom of a mellow incline. We could go up to the top of the hill and ride the board down. So we had like, you know, a little natural hill, like natural kind of downhill thing going on our block in the inner city of the north side of Minneapolis. Yeah, that was fun times. I was like, oh, let me try. So I can't remember if we took turns or he would get bored, and I'd be like, okay. He'd go in the house, and I'd keep going. Riding down the hill. Ride down the hill into the curb until I figured out how to like lead, and then I could go in whatever direction I want. Man, that was it. Once I figured out how to make the board go where I wanted it to go, yeah, that's all I wanted to do with the skateboard. Oh shoot, okay. Badly ended his stream. I missed the ending of it. Oranges look good. Sure, he'll be back on Tuesday. I think Tuesday is one of his Tuesday, and Thursday. I think Sundays are his schedule. Anyways, let's see if anybody else. Nothing else. I don't know if Emmett's streaming tonight. Let's see. He streamed just the other night. It seems like he does like every day or every other day or every couple days. But he's usually pretty regular with his streams. Yeah, Huzzah Creative, that is his channel. I think that's also his Instagram. I think I'm Painting Badly is also on Instagram under that same name. But let's see if I go back and look at streams ended. I think Jason Park is due for a live stream. His last one was... No, come on. Dude, I swear to God. Using my finger on this iPad just does not work. Yeah, his last live stream was 5 days ago. Who I haven't watched his Jason Park, he's a skateboarder. Lives in Hawaii. He's from Hawaii. I have a connection because my grandparents lived in Hawaii. They're no longer alive, so I haven't been there since 2008. But yeah, he's on YouTube, content creator, does skateboarding. He's a professional skateboarder, but this video is him. He made it in the Thrasher magazine. I don't know if he made it on the cover. Let's see. I don't know if anybody's interested in this, but I'm going to turn down the music a little.
A bunch of copies, so we bought a few of them. And yeah, I'm not going to go through all of this issue because obviously that's the fun of a print magazine, is going through, reading the articles, looking at the photos, but I will show you here at the end, right here, still pretty crazy
to look
at.
On the back?
It gave me a full page.
Oh, inside.
From Korea, it's down at Triple Set Hubba. It's like a flat down, flat, I believe. Yep, that's correct. And this was shot in Korea on my recent trip to Korea. Dang, this is, pretty wild to look at. I've had some stuff in print magazines, like a long time ago growing up. I had a couple of things in the skateboard mag. But this is my first.
Yeah, Skateboard Mag is a great magazine.
So it's pretty special to me, not only having something in Thrasher, but also like the story behind this photo and the memories I have behind it. Also, my first, and who knows, maybe my last. Maybe it's a one-time thing. So either way, it's just cool to have this happened in my life. So again, if you can see here, this is a judo board slide down the Triple Set Hubba. I was actually filming a video part with my friend Dongi, amazing filmer, wonderful human, and that video part is finished, obviously, because I'm not in Korea, and it's being edited now. So hopefully,
I thought that was out already.
You guys soon. You can see a bunch of new footage, including this trick. But yeah, we were filming the video part, and this is a trick that I really wanted to do for that part. And my good friend Andy Wisman, who is the person who shot this lovely photo, he lives in China, and he hit me up when he saw I was in Korea, and he was like, hey, I want to come down and visit you in Korea because he loves Korea, and we haven't seen each other in a while. We both love skateboarding. So he came down, and I think we only met up for one day, which was this day. So he hit me up. I had plans to come here, and we met up at this spot, first spot of the day. It was me, Donkey, the filmer, Andy, who shot this. We had actually a bunch of people there, really interesting crew. We even had Takuya visiting from Japan. He hit me up and wanted to skate, so he met up. I don't know if you know him from Luis Moore's video. He had the first part in that new Glow video. Yeah, even Josh Murphy.
I need to watch that.
He lives in Korea now, but he was in all the 303 videos. I used to watch those growing up, and now he's one of my good friends out there. But yeah, we met up here first spot of the day. Not too much of a story behind this trick. I just warmed up by board sliding it like a ton of times, and then I started trying to judo board slide it, which is a trick I've wanted to do here for a very long time. And I remember telling Andy I just had to use my arm as a leg because I was afraid of my arm not being able to take the impact going through the kinks. So I was getting scared a couple times. I was like too scared to commit my full weight, so I was like falling back on the stairs. But it actually didn't take that long once I started committing to it. And yeah, love how this photo came out. Andy Wisman is an incredible photographer. Again, also wonderful human, just really funny guy. Love hanging out with him. Very easy to talk to and fun to be around. And yeah, he shot this photo. I think he absolutely nailed it. And that was it. I didn't really think anything else about it. It was fun. We kept skating, did maybe 3 or 4 more spots that day. Had a great time. And then after that, he went back to China. And then after that, I went back to Hawaii. And he just hit me up a couple of weeks later. And he's like, hey, I sent the photo to Thrasher, and they're down to run it. And I was like, oh, wow. Which actually surprised me that they were down to do that. For some reason, like with the type of human I am, I feel like companies like Thrasher are not really down for someone like me. So for them to have been down to run this was really cool. It's really awesome that they were able to do that. And it's cool that it's a photo from Korea because, I don't know, Korea's probably my favorite place in the entire world. I have so many fun memories there. All my friends are out there and some of the best skate spots in the world. And I'm always out there filming this video part with Dongi. which I'm very excited to release. This is just a great memory from that, and it kind of reminds me of this last trip, going down there and, you know, just filming almost every day. It's also cool because I'm wearing this shirt in this photo that's a Hottest shirt, which actually I'm wearing right now. Hottest is a company from Korea, and it's run by two of my best friends from Korea, Daegun and Anim out there. Not only two of my favorite people in Korea, but also two of my favorite skaters in Korea, or just in general, two of my favorite skaters. They're both incredibly talented, very creative people on the board and off the board. So they started this company, Hottest, and I think it's really awesome. Check it out over here, Hottest. They have really cool videos, really cool products. So it was really cool, not just to make it into Thrasher, but making it into Thrasher with my buddy, Andy Wisman, and also wearing Hottest, getting that in Thrasher. I don't know, it just all worked out, and it has a lot of meaning behind it to me. So that just makes this page even more special. And so I know for a lot of skaters, I have some friends that are pro skaters, I get photos in Thrasher all the time, and it's not really a big deal to them. But for me, like I said, it's my first photo in Thrasher, maybe my last, who knows. And I grew up reading skate magazines, you know, Thrasher, of course, Skateboard Mag, Transworld, and a lot of those went out of business because of how the world works now. And Thrasher is pretty much the last major print magazine in existence. So I think that makes it even more special to me to get something in Thrasher. Always been a fan of them and everything they do. So yeah, still can't believe it, and just very grateful that something like this happened. Thank you, Andy Wisman, incredible photographer. Check him out because he's just a wonderful human. And of course, thank you, Thrasher, for just tossing me in here. This is the issue, again, the lies on the cover. If you want to check out a weird, scary person like me in the magazine, grab yourself an issue. I haven't really looked through it yet, but it looks like there's a ton of really cool articles in here. I'm really excited to just sit down and go through this and read everything, examine the photos. Again, there's something about print magazines that you don't get that same feeling reading articles online, like on your phone scrolling through. Having a physical copy of a print magazine is it's just an irreplaceable experience that I'm glad still exists. So thank you, Thrasher, for still doing what you do. It really is something special. And thank you guys for watching this video. I know it's just a weird short video about this, but I thought it'd be fun to make a video about this and also to remember this, because yeah, it's a pretty cool feeling to look through this and see myself in here. I hope you enjoyed it. I was gonna go skate today, but we're having a storm in Hawaii, so I'm probably just gonna chill in the house today, play with Lulu, play some video games with Nana, and do some editing, stuff like that. Thanks for watching the video. Go grab a copy. Bye bye.
Yep. I swear I need to get my other Apple Pencil from this iPad. It is killing me.
Sometimes it can feel like there's no...
Oops, I need to close YouTube. Come on. Oh, this is... Why was I not even logged in? Oh, it's not even what I want to be logged into. That's why. You are not a smart human being right now. I'm trying to get into Discord. I was going to see if Dave was streaming his playthrough. Anyways, I can turn this back up. No, I'm kind of slacking on the drawing part. Yeah? Uh-huh. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, I'm done with that too. Stay focused. ADHD. Let's just find something. Maybe go with it. Oh shoot. Duh. I should have been listening to that. Okay. And my camera is in here, right? Okay. Now you guys are picking up that weird banding thing when digital records digital, or just video records any kind of video. Oops. Oops. That's weird. I did a whole nother layer of green. This went to down. Sorry guys, I'm bumping the camera. Not sure if it's the light from my monitor affecting how this is picking up. Whoops. Just need to back it off a little bit. Yeah, color's low. Weird. The main screen is pretty close to what I'm doing. cooler at the top, like colder. Let me do this though first. Fix that. Now let me do something colder. How much colder you can get with saturated. Oh man, dude, what did you just do? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, 2 hours in. All right, guys. Okay, I need to make sure I keep hydrating. Okay. Uh-oh. I think my music ended. Dude! How do you get so unbalanced? I got you. Come on. Alright guys, hold on a second. No, Zelda. Hopefully this does it. Okay. EQ now, and let's see. Maybe a Ghibli piano? I don't know.
You can turn this into this. Cliff is launching a sweepstakes where you can buy a Cliff pack and have a chance to win a Cliff trip. Go to cliffbar.com.
Come on. Come on. Oh my gosh. Stupid. Ghibli piano collection. freaking go so fast? Just spin it like that. You need to be going all hard. Sorry, guys. Complaining about my washer. I didn't really overload it. It's like, geez. It's not like it's built to the top, it's just the bottom. That's all the towels. Yeah, we still with the Ghibli. Cat. It goes for almost 4 hours. I don't know if I'll be streaming for that long. Let's go with it. Lo-fi with my cat, rainy drizzle.
Pizza.
Walk in for all your favorites during Little Caesar's Summer of Hot and Ready, like a thin crust pepperoni pizza for $7.99. No need.
You make my heart seize. Alright, let's see if this works. Too depressing. Gonna do it. I'm not gonna sit there and continuously try to fix the weight distribution in the basin. Jeez. Sorry, guys. You know, I do laundry during the live stream, but it needs to get done. But, let's see. this. We can go with it. If you guys don't mind, we'll go with that. You can never find anything that lasts long on YouTube. I'm not gonna play some hardcore stuff right at this time since it's pretty late. You know, I'm the only one here. So it wouldn't disturb the household. It's just too late. Alright, let's go back to painting. Where were we at? Oh, and let's go back to adjustment. I'm not listening to you. Come on, dude. Listening to the wandering demons. Alright, let's get back to it. This look like grass. Grass on fire. Grass is fire. Fire is grass. Oh, did I just learn something new? I always try to go from the color I have out instead of coming from up. Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, I made a mistake. There's this little knob sticking out of there, but that's a curve of foot. And let's see. So we can turn. Oh wait. That was that. That's what that was. Because there's some stuff. Let's go. So we need this layer. Yeah, fix this stuff. Oh, I see. Okay, I went dark. I'm not sure about this layer now. But we'll just kind of go with it.
Got a second? I'm going to show you how I got the flexibility to code, create, and experiment my way. Follow me. Let's dive in and start exploring.
I'm not paying attention to... Come on. I'm going to go into the ads. Forget to click on skip. Could be spamming with something that doesn't do. I'm not paying for anything. Not at this time. What do I need to do? Come on. You get a pop up. There you go. And go darker. Come on, guys. Yes. Yeah, I have fixed this. Okay. So let's make sure we're on the right layer. We don't start erasing stuff. Hey! Ain't. Erase. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, now you're doing it. Do this whole leg.
Sometimes your day feels like... That's why Amex Gold and Dunkin' came together to bring you the perfect...
Amex card. Okay, there. Move some singularity. Whatever it is. A glowing ball. Let's see. Got that, and then we got this pink. The pink. Get rid of that. Where did that come from? Oh, I see, because it's not filled in. Just bleeding through from the under. Which bleeding. Seeing that. To our pink here. We can make it.
Boost Mobile is now a major network?
Yes, but better, more affordable.
You're telling me the new Boost Mobile's got
Boost.
5G towers? And we're
ruined it by changing that. It's better. Why did I do that? Why did I not do this? Find out I do need that. Alright, let's get back. This is what I was working on. Left work. Make sure that's the right way. Let's check that. Like I always say it. Always save your progress. I must have missed that last ad. Alright guys, wife is texting me about food. It is almost 11 p.m. 10 to 11. I've been on for almost 3 hours. I could probably go for however long. Yeah, gotta make the food, even though it's late. It's late. Off tomorrow, maybe I'll have time to jump back on and do some more of this, or maybe some actual painting, or both. Who knows? With the day off, I'm sure I'm gonna have to do some chores and stuff, but I'll make time, whether it's this or actual painting. I do have that tree frog that I was painting. Definitely like to get that part of the larger work done. So, but I'm gonna end it here, and I appreciate all you guys, gals, whoever stopping through, checking out what I'm doing. Thanks, Dave, CRPG, Dungeons and Dragons Night, for stopping through. Appreciate you dropping a line in chat. Yeah, and I hope y'all have a good evening, afternoon, or day, wherever you're at. And yeah,